my name's Nicole Mazullo. I'm 26 years old today.
Happy birthday!
Thank
Holy
you.
shit!
I'm like bugging.
I mean, literally, there's a lot
No,
around
like,
us.
yeah, I've been bitten like 20 times. No, I'm bugging because birthday on this day is like, what more could you ask for? So
Yeah, I mean, famously, once upon a time, someone tried to go on a reward on their birthday and was denied, but you get the reward right here, right now.
Total, 100%. So yeah, I'm 26 today, and I work as a financial crimes consultant, which is like, I know.
Interesting.
I know.
So how did you find your way into that? And what does
Yeah.
consulting involve?
Yep.
Hopefully you're not consulting on the crimes.
So anti
Yes.
the crime. Important.
Important to note at the top, yeah. Anti-crime
Yeah.
talk right now.
I got it. So I went to Ohio State, the
Ohio State University.
Exactly. I went there, and it was so funny how I fell into this. So my friend calls me on like a Friday night, and she says, I'm like so drunk. Like I have a case competition tomorrow that I'm doing, where it's like these firms that come on campus and they'll facilitate this like competition, and then the winner they'll typically give like a job to.
Yeah.
And she's like, I can't do it. I'm like gonna be so hungover. It's tomorrow at 8 a.m. Can you do it? On like a Saturday at 8 a.m. I'm like, okay, like I'll do it because it'll be fun. You can win a little money. We ended up winning.
Congratulations.
I know. So that was like so much fun. And then the recruiter was there and was like, I kind of love what you're doing here. Come work for us.
Interesting.
I know.
What was your background prior to that?
Yep. So at Ohio State, so I graduated with a finance degree.
Okay.
An honors finance degree from the Fisher College of Business, and then I also was a quantitative economics minor and a leadership studies minor. So I took some pretty intense coursework. And it wasn't necessarily geared 100% towards consulting, but I knew I wanted to go into consulting because consulting is more of like a people, I would say, industry. Like you had to talk to people, you had to schmooze people, it's the whole nine. And so I felt like it was like the perfect combination of the things I had studied and the things I was aspiring to do. And it was like you get to travel.
Yeah.
Like they pitch it like you get to travel to all these great places, but really it's like you're in Podunk, like Iowa. And it's disgusting. You're like going to Applebee's every night, but...
Well, listen, here's a great place to go when it comes to Survivor.
Totally. I'm not shitting on Iowa. Like, if you're from Iowa, I don't know where you're from, but if you're from Iowa, like, no hate.
No worries. I'm not, but also on behalf of Iowa, no worries. So let's go from, financial consulting to consulting with people to earn some finances here. Let's talk about Survivor.
It was so good.
Thank you.
That was really good.
Thank you. I'll work. I'm your number one right now.
No,
I'll work with you. I'll sign up. You got that charm about you. But what's your history with watching the show, and what made you decide to, go from being a fan to becoming a player?
Totally. Great question. I've been watching Survivor since I was like in high school, and it was the show that my siblings and I come from like a big Italian family. We would watch it together on Wednesday night, and it was like the moment like no one had a soccer game and no one had like musical theater practice. It was like we were all sitting together and watching it, the kids, me and my siblings, and so it kind of became this like a little escape, and it was like something you get to look forward to, and then something you longed for on Thursday. So. And then as I like grew up and like became an adult, it kind of followed me. Like I moved to New York City after I graduated college and moved in with some roommates. We would watch it every Wednesday. We'd drink. We'd have fun. We'd do like fantasy league. That's when I started to get more into like the minutia of the show. And then I moved to Philadelphia, and now I watch it with my girlfriend. So it's like our moment on Wednesday to sit and watch something and escape. So it's followed me along my past like I don't even know, like 12 years of life. And so I've just always been like obsessed with the game. Like I have a true love and appreciation for the game. I remember, and I like was hooked on Survivor when I remember watching season 28, Cagayan, when Wu steals Spencer's note and starts running around, and then Tony's like, woo, woo. And it's just like, I'm like, this is complete theatrics. This is not real. This is fake. Like, this is fake.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that 3 grown men are running around in their underwear on an island in wherever the hell they were.
Yeah.
Cagayan. I'm just like, this is incredible. I want to play.
Yeah.
And then I applied, like, I was telling my girlfriend, I was like 3 years out of college. And at that point in time, like, people hit this thing of, like, what am I doing with my life? Or, like, do I really want to be a consultant? That
Right.
sort of thing. And I was like, there's something out there for me that I just need to grab, but I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
And then she was like, just apply for Survivor. Just do it. And so then I did it the next day on like a lunch break, and now my ass is in the Fijian mud, baby.
There we go, born into this game.
Let's go.
Well, let's look back on perhaps the previous family members in that manner of speaking when it comes to Survivor. Give me one winner and one non-winner who you identify with the most, personally, strategically, what have you.
Yep. So let's start with the winner.
Mm-hmm.
I will go with Jam Jam.
Ooh.
And the reason I know that's might be controversial to some people. It might be.
Interesting. Why?
Because I feel like some people felt like Jam Jam kind of landed at the end.
Ah, okay.
But I don't think he did.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think he did. I think that Jam Jam. I'd like to think that I share some similar characteristics of. He's very jovial and he can connect with people like second nature.
Yeah.
And I too can do that. I too can make people feel very comfortable, and I'm funny, I'd like to think, and able to kind of cultivate these environments where people feel like they're having fun. And Jam Jam was the king of that. And queen. I love him.
Yes.
But he also had this like keen ability to understand who was coming after him. And then before they got to him, he rallied the troops and basically took them out.
Yep.
And so I think that he is the epitome of the kind of game that I think I'll want to play, and I will play.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I emulate a lot of his like characteristics in that way.
Mm-hmm. What about non-winner?
Yeah, non-winner's hard. Oh, Cirie.
There we go.
There we go. Sorry. Dumb. Cirie.
I mean, she was a winner on a different reality show.
Yeah, total. I mean, I think she's amazing because she is so emotionally intelligent. She is so persuasive. And she thinks outside the box.
Yeah.
Her telling Natalie to convince Eric to give her the individual immunity. I don't like, what the where do you even come up with that? Like, you're a smart woman. You're a smart friggin' woman. Mm-hmm. And so I love her. Tony is like an all-time favorite of mine because he's just got like grit.
Got that fellow Italian.
Yup. Oh my god. I really. Oh, okay. Shambo. I feel like I am the love. Are you ready for this? I feel like I'm the love child of like Boston Rob and Shambo.
I want to read that fan fiction. There's some slash out. There's some slash out there.
Yeah. Talk about freaky.
I mean, that's a throwback. Yeah, talk to me about Shannon Waters.
No, I think that because Shambo's got like this, like she's quirky. The people on the tribe at the time looked at her and were like, she's weird. Mm-hmm. You know, she obviously is a lesbian and was masculine presenting. And then Rob is like this Italian, don't fuck with me, I'll fuck with you back harder mentality. And so I really feel like the perfect combination of both of them. I really do. Because I have that oomph, but I have that, like, that Shambo brings.
It's business in the front, party in the back.
Exactly. Total.
What is your favorite moment in Survivor history? Was it the one that hooked you, or is there another one that you can highlight?
It truly is at my core the Wu stealing Spencer's note, 100%. But some other of my favorite moments, like I think of Parvati's Black Widow Brigade, just iconic. I do think of Eric giving Natalie the immunity idol.
Right.
I think of I-24, way back with Yule and like that reign, like that gives the sentiment of like you can do anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like we can make it. So I'll think of those moments when I'm on the bottom here. But that alliance, I loved Operation Italy. I know it's cliche. I know it is, but I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was brilliant.
Listen, considering it was its name as well, it felt
yes,
close to your heart.
Exactly.
You're going to do Operation Italy 2 out here.
Yeah, exact. Operation Greece.
There we go.
I'm not even Greek. But...
Just working my way around the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
What do you think is one life experience that has prepared you the most for the game? Either, from a literal perspective, from an emotional perspective?
Yeah. I would say moving as a kid. So I grew up on Long Island and lived on Long Island until I was 14 and then moved to middle of nowhere, Ohio, like 2 weeks before school started, before high school started. So all these kids had their friends at school. Everyone knew everyone because they just went to grade school together. And I was like this transplant from Long Island. I had an accent. My accent was much thicker at the time. Like they said things weird, like crayon instead of crayon. They said pop instead of soda. I was like, I don't even know what's going on here. And people like drove tractors to school.
Ooh.
Bizarre. But I think, moving, people don't know anything about you. And so you really have to say, like, okay, I'm going to put myself out there, which it takes a lot of guts, I would argue, as a kid, especially high school, which high school is hard for people. And it was hard for me in the beginning. So, like, I learned how to put myself out there and be adaptable to, like, a change in environment and people. And the biggest thing was I learned how to, like, actually utilize my sense of humor. Because up until that point, I'd always been, like, a funny kid.
Yeah.
But then when you're, like, in high school and you're going into college, you're becoming, like, an adult. And so my sense of humor definitely, like, allowed me to connect with people that I normally wouldn't have connected with otherwise. You can use it as sort of, like, this disarming weapon to bring people's walls down, to say, like, okay, here's common ground from which we can both connect.
Yeah. I mean, no matter what background you come from, everyone has the same laugh, you know?
Exactly.
Well, something else that I'm sure was also a bit of a thing to sort of negotiate with is, I know that you wrote in this bio that you grew up with hearing aids, and you know you had mastered lip reading, a little bit of ASL. So what was that like? Because I imagine that's also something that you had to incorporate a lot into trying to communicate with a lot of new people.
Totally, it totally was. So I wore hearing aids as a kid, like up until I was, I don't even know, maybe like 4th or 5th grade, and then I stopped wearing them for whatever reason, like. I didn't feel they were necessary, or I felt like I could lip read sufficiently. But in not having as good hearing, that sense is diminished and your other senses are heightened. So, like, truly, I know how to lip read. I can read people's lips at a distance.
Yeah.
And that might be dramatic, like, totally, but it's true. I can totally do that. And you can also pick up on body language much more effectively. And body language is a language for a reason. They're telling you something. They're communicating something to you through that art form. So I would say you definitely learn a little bit of, like, okay, also, you know, I can't hear everything if you're whispering. And so maybe you have that sense of, especially I did as a kid, of, like, feeling on the outs, maybe, because you're not picking up on what they're saying. Or, you know what I mean? Can't participate in the gossip. So, which maybe was good. But, so I think you learn a little bit of that. And that definitely, I think, will serve me well out here, as you know, you have to pick up on people's vibe.
If they're saying one thing and their body's saying another.
Total. And the lip reading really does help. I cannot tell you enough. Like, I cannot tell you enough.
Yeah, a live tribal council, you can just perch in the corner and just watch everybody.
Totally. I can watch everything go down.
Yeah.
100%, unless they go like this, which I hate.
Yeah.
There's nothing more I hate than the... Because then they block their friggin' lips.
Exactly.
So annoying.
Well, you know, that's perhaps a superpower of yours, but give me one superpower and one piece of kryptonite that you are bringing into this game from your personality, your background, etc.
Totally. I'm just addicted to saying totally now.
I love it.
I'm
the
totally
90s are here again.
I said jazzed the other day, and I was like, I'm 80. And mint. Okay, sorry. My superpower, I don't want to say humor, because I feel like you got the gist on that, but I think I'm pretty unassuming. Like, I think because I am funny, people think of me just as that, in, like, a very one-dimensional kind of way, whereas I would consider myself a smart person. Like, I got an honors degree from a state school. I'm a proud state school alum, but I'm also an MBA student at NYU, and so I feel like, and which is something I'm not going to share, but I feel like I kind of have this... I feel like I'm just bright. Like, I'm bright. I can pick up on things. I'm smart. But, like, people don't know that. And then I can kind of smoke and mirror them with my jokes and my ha-ha-ha. But meanwhile, like, the gears are turning. So I think that is going to be a superpower. And it's a superpower because it's not visible. Like, everyone here is bright. I'm sure of it. But, you know, there's some people who I'm sure I'll be able to tell off the bat, like, okay, you're smart. You got to go.
Yeah. What about your kryptonite?
My kryptonite is going to be... I think it's going to be that I can be impulsive.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, like, I am definitely someone that if I, like, have my mind made up and it's made up in that moment, like, I can totally see myself doing it and acting on it in the moment, as opposed to methodically thinking about that, the aftermath, the subsequent consequence, all that stuff. So, yeah, I just have to take deep breaths. I have to turn my freak out into, like, focus.
There we go. You got nothing but deep breaths out here, you know?
Exactly.
So, how do you think, I mean, you talk about, again, this sense of humor, being able to charm and disarm in a manner of speaking. How do you think you're going to be perceived in this game? Is that sort of part and parcel with that?
Totally. I think totally again. I you're like, shut up.
So I'm just gonna word that.
Yeah.
You want to go to the final two? Totally.
Totally, duh. I totally think that when they see me on the beach in my fit, they're gonna be like, this is some, you know, la la la, stupid frat fuck. Like, here to have fun. She got the gold chain. Like, you know, she's just like here to have a journey and like make people laugh and like giggle, and like she's gay, so like she's gonna be quirky and like she's gonna know pop culture like no one else. Like, I think they're gonna look at that and they're not going to see me. I truly do not think they'll see me as someone who is like strategic.
Are you going to be upfront about your job? I know you said your background you're going to obscure, but do you have another career made up?
So I'm telling people that I am a financial compliance associate.
Okay.
As opposed to an investigator of money laundering and fraud and other financial crimes. Because I think that investigator insinuates some sense of like investigator.
Yeah, like finding the truth.
Yeah, exactly. Like exactly. Like seeing through people's bullshit.
Yeah.
Understanding what's at the root and then how to get rid of it. And so I think financial compliance is like perfectly gray enough to, I'm hoping these people aren't financial like minded at all, because financial compliance associate is pretty vague, so I'm hoping no one asks questions.
Well, let's turn this perception around to everybody else. So let's start on the positive side of things. Give me the descriptions or, you know, the initials of anybody you're getting a really good vibe from out here. Anyone that you think, best case scenario, we hit the beach day one. This is my ride or die, totally.
I think, honestly, KM.
Okay.
She is she's reading books, and she seems like someone who is pragmatic. And when I'm looking at an alliance member, I'm looking at someone that's going to be a soundboard to me, because I can get very fantastical and I have a flair for the dramatics. So I need someone that's going to be kind of like that chiller, more diluted person. Not that she's diluted, that's not what I'm insinuating. That sounded horrible. But like, she seems like so pragmatic and like chill and normal and super nice, and she also seems very funny. So that's what I'm looking for. So she seems great.
What about on the other side of things? Anyone you clock in of either like not picking up great vibes, or like you're assessing them as like a threat that'll be an obstacle to you down the line?
Totally, 100%. Everyone's a threat.
Well, of course, yeah. Everyone's
a threat. MW. He gives me like he is very personable, able to connect with people. He's got a really cool look about him, which is enticing to people, obviously.
So you talk about this impulsivity. Is that going to translate to like, as soon as I find a Beware advantage, I'm opening it? You know, how are you gonna approach advantages, idols, journeys in the new era?
Yes. Beware, I don't know her. Who is Beware?
Sounds like the name of a drag queen, to be fair. Beware.
Beware. Lip sync for your life.
Exactly.
Beware, I don't know her. Like, of course I'm opening it. I don't care if a big bucket of black paint falls on me. Like, red, whatever. Like, I don't care if I look like everything. Whatever. Journeys, I'm a little more reticent towards, to be honest. Based on this, like, more recent traction of Journeys. And I'm obviously biased to season 48, where we had, like, Justin and Bianca go home. Yeah. So I'm, like, a little reticent on Journeys. But if I go, like, if I pull the wrong straw, I'm going and I'm lying about everything that happened. Except for the actual, like, activity. People that lie about the activity, it doesn't make sense to me.
Well, because then they can compare notes, right? There's such an easy... I mean, we start with Star being like, oh, yeah, how did this thing happen and who got what?
Doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you. It's like, why are you lying about that?
So let me sort of put yourself then in Probst's shoes right now. So if you could, for this season, either, like, guarantee there's a specific new era twist, or bring in your own, invent your own, what do you want to see you know, get to participate in or get to possibly get your hands around from the new era in this game?
Ooh. A new twist?
You could do a new twist, or it could be something from the new era that you're like, oh yeah, I want to see this back so I can grab it, you know?
Wow. That's a good question.
Thank you.
Well, okay. I'm going to think of two things.
Yeah, go ahead.
The first is... Okay, so I love the idea of a shared immunity idol.
Yeah, the amulets.
Yes, I love the idea of that, because it it pushes you to potentially connect with someone that maybe you otherwise wouldn't have. It gives you leverage on other tribes when you're heading into a merge, if you're so lucky to make it. And it's just so dramatic. I just love this show because it's dramatic and like fun, and that to me is the most enticing thing ever. Like, oh, I get to say a random phrase in front of everyone else, and then someone else knows what I mean. Like, that is so juicy. Like, that's the hot gossip I want. So I would love to see one of those in the game. And then also, you know, not to throw it back, but like schoolyard pick.
Okay.
Like, if we have to switch tribes, pick them. And make those that normally would be picked first last. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let the people who like think they would be picked first fuck with their mental and pick them last.
Well, yeah, and I think it's interesting to go back to an earlier question, like a way to assess how other people are thinking about you too. Because like, if they're picking the tribes, they're like, the only thing I know about you is what I see at challenges and what I hear from other people. So like, how is that going to affect where you're drafted, how you're drafted? Because that's also going to be something you're bringing into this new tribe as well.
100%. You can do so much with one pick. You can tell someone you're last or you're first. Yeah. And what you're telling them has no, like, it's artificial power. Yeah. But in the game, it's like, I'm grasping at it. It's like life to me.
I love that.
Yeah.
What is your hottest Survivor take? What's your most controversial opinion? It could be about a player, a season, the show in general.
Oh my god, I have so many.
Please, the library is open.
Okay.
From Beware.
Beware? Who? Okay. I loved juicy tribal councils where people were bitching and moaning, where people were yelling at each other, where people asking hard questions. I love that. I miss that because I feel like now it's like more of this kumbaya, which I'm totally about. The world has changed. We need to change with it. Right. I am a symbol of that. Like, look at me. So I'm not dogging that. I'm dogging like people being reticent to ask hard questions. And I want hard, gross questions. Like, rah, rah, rah. I want people yelling. I love that. And I want people to fight. Now, like gladiators.
Are you prepared to step into that arena? Or are you more so the emperor to be like, I'm going to throw something out here and let the rest of you duke it out?
No, both. Both. I mean, ideally, obviously, I'm sitting in the final three, and I'm the one duking. And I'm going to fight, like, tooth and nail for that. That's, to me, is the most important part of the game. And this is another hot take I have, is, like, getting to the final three is obviously necessary and so important. But the thing about Survivor that makes it Survivor, that Russell Hantz will never fucking understand...
among many things.
Like etiquette, is that you need the jury to vote for you. Yeah. Like, you need these people to like you enough after you just fucked them over to say, here's $1 million. And my hot take is this concept of X or Y should have won. That is not a thing. That is not a thing. Yeah. It's not real. Like the Kenzie Charlie thing, for example. Right. Charlie should have won. That doesn't make sense. If Charlie should have won, he would have won. They voted Kenzie. Maria, the whatever split vote, she voted Kenzie because Kenzie in that moment convinced her enough. And Charlie in that moment screwed her over so hard and in a way that was not productive for him. Like that concept doesn't make any sense. And I am not going to be someone, like let's say I get shafted of the win for whatever reason, I'm not going to ever be someone that says, well, I should have won or X should have won, because that it doesn't make any sense. That's my hot take.
I want to stay on that note because let's say you do, it's not going to happen, but let's say you do wind up on that jury. Let's put ourselves in this place here. Yeah. Because there's so many different pieces of criteria, to your point, that people can use to vote for somebody as a juror. It could be likability, it could be resume, it could be story, it could be how many challenges did you win. At this point in time, what would you say would be that like core tenet for you? I'm voting for this, I'm voting out of blank if I'm a juror.
To me, it's hustle. To me, it's like grit. Did you come out here and play the game? And the people at the end, most of the time, like put a lot into the game. You do have the occasional goat. We all do. But like most of the time, the people at the end put in a lot of work. And to me, I want to see, like, did you play the game of Survivor for everything it was? Did you look for an immunity idol? Like, did you look and were you successful? I'm not going to dog you if you were not successful, but did you spend hours looking? Did you connive and build a spy shack and lie and cheat? Did you manipulate? I'm not voting for an honest game player, and I'm going to be so upfront about that. That is another hot take. Stupid. Talk about a one-dimensional game. You want to be honest? Go to the Olympics. Go on American Ninja Warrior. Join the Catholic Church. Do anything else.
I love that because you have no idea that in this most recent episode, essentially that soundbite was said.
Really?
Verbatim, yeah.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
So you're on the same wavelength.
Hell yeah. I hope I said it. Yeah, there you go. I feel that. I like really feel that in my core. I don't get it. Like, you're not getting my vote. And I will be so vocal. Another thing I'm going to do.
Yes.
Is that I love this strategy. When I'm heading out the door, I love the idea of being like, I'm voting for whoever destroys the current alliance. Like, something crazy like that.
Yeah.
I want someone to do that. That would be fun.
You want that goodbye message.
Exactly.
I mean, you're a Big Brother fan. You want that walk out the door message, right?
Yes. Julie Chen Moonves, where you at? Exactly.
Well, last thing I want to ask is, if you could bring a celebrity or a fictional character out to the island for a loved one's visit. We're bringing it back. That's another old school twist, and you can bring back, but it's only a celebrity or a fictional character. Who would you pick and why?
Oh my god.
It's a lot to pick between. I know.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
That's an amazing question.
Thank you.
I mean that.
No, that like, genuinely, thank you so much.
That's a fun question. Alive or dead?
Could be either.
Celebrity or fake person? Oh my god. Oh my god. Honestly, it's gotta be like Lady Gaga. Like, give her flowers. She's amazing. Especially for the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's someone who just gets it.
And like, you can double dip as well. She could perform at the Sanctuary.
Totally.
Free gig.
Totally. I wouldn't even ask her to, I would like want her to like self-select into performing.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do whatever is comfortable for Gaga.
And I mean, I just feel awful with her trying to clomp across the sand in whatever outfit she has on.
Totally. Bring back the meat dress. Do it.
And then just for a challenge, everyone rips the meat off the dress.
Everyone
that's
gets
your reward.
Yeah. That's funny as fuck.
Well, this was as delectable as a meat dress to get the chance to talk with you. This was so much fun. I mean, you have again the sense of humor from my perspective, self-proclaimed, absolutely wore out, and I think
thank you.
that gets you so far in this game. But I love the passion, and again this ability to just get into it, and I think that's what we want from TV. That's what we want from our Survivor characters. So
totally. I hope I deliver on that. I know I'm going to, but
there we go.
Hope isn't a strategy, so I'm gonna do it.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.